So in today's video, I wanted to share with you guys my controller settings and basically just give you guys like a little overview of my settings and how everything works for me. Recently we just hit Onyx in Halo Infinite multiplayer, and a few people from my streams have always been asking me like, hey, what are your settings? What's your sense? So instead of me having to pause mid-game, I figured I'd just make a video so that way I could direct people to this video and give them the link instead of having to pause mid-ranked game every single time they want to know what my sense is. But with that all said and done, let's hop right into the controller settings. Alrighty, so here we are in the controller settings. So for button layout, it's all personal preference, man, but I know a lot of people, and I typically have this on legacy for both of these, and here's why. So old Halo, at least for me, I always used to ADS with right stick and melee with B. I know a lot of people are also in the same boat as me, but I know a lot of people that are new to Halo that prefer to aim with left trigger, just because it's more modernized, it's more modern day games. It's like Call of Duty, for instance. But yeah, you can change these to whatever. I typically always have these in legacy. Vibration, I highly recommend it be turned off. I think it fucks with my aim more than it helps my aim, but I know people that have it on that say it helps their aim, so I don't really know. I always personally though have vibration turned off. For movement and aiming, if you for some fucking goddamn reason you need to play on inverted, go for it, but I ain't putting myself through that pain. Hold crouch, I recommend it turned on, especially if you're a person that likes spam crouching. It's just so much easier. It's just one of those things where, like, if you're not spam crouching in the middle of a gunfight, when you're like strafing left to right and you're like crouching a little bit, if you have hold crouch turned off, it's very hard to get away with some of the movements, and spam crouch in Halo Infinite is so fucking good because it throws everyone's aim assist off. Not only that, but it also makes your hitbox 30 times smaller, and I'll get into that all when I do my tips and tricks guide and everything like that. But hold zoom, I recommend that turned on as well. Hold the sprint, I do not recommend that turned on, although some people do, because sometimes you get caught off guard just because you're mid sprint. But I don't really have a problem with hold the sprint turned on or off. It doesn't really affect me too much. For auto clamber, I typically have this turned on as well. I know a lot of people have it turned off just because it's easier to jump over a railing and not have to do the climbing animation where your Spartan basically pulls himself up over something, over like a ledge. Auto clamber is just like one of those things where like it's good to have off in certain situations, but it's also good to have on in certain situations. And I feel like more times than none, I need it on, especially since I'm not really good at like strafe jumping. And that's what a lot of these good, cool spots are on all these maps, is basically a strafe jump, or like a curb slide. But again, that's all advanced shit that I'll get into in my tips and tricks guide. But auto clamber, I suggest for anyone that's new to Halo Infinite to keep this turned on. Step jump, I've always had this off. I think it's off by default. I couldn't even really tell you what it is, but I've always had it off. Now we get into the juicy shit that everyone wants to know. What is your sensitivity? What is your dead zone? What is your horizontal? What is your vertical? Here it all is. So I don't really need to go over all this. This is all basic information, especially if you've been playing on controller for a very, very long time. I don't need to go into the nitty gritties and basically tell you what a horizontal sense looks like and what a vertical sense looks like. All you guys should know is you should keep the ratio the same. So if your horizontal is one number, the vertical should be the same exact number. I like keeping my horizontal and vertical ratio the same exact number. I think it feels so fucking weird when I even have it off just by 0.5. So I try keeping it a solid 6.6. One thing I will note though, in the setting, the look acceleration, the default I think is 2. And let me tell you why I changed it to 5. 2 sensitivity or 2 look acceleration felt like my Spartan had cinder blocks taped to his feet and had duct tape around his hands. Like, I kid you not, it felt so uncomfortable and so weird to move. It didn't even feel Halo. Like, I don't even know how to like really explain it. Like, it didn't feel like I was playing Halo. I bumped it to 5 and it felt like I was playing like the old MCC games like Halo 2, Halo 3. And it just felt a lot more natural, I guess is the word I'm looking for. But yeah, these are my sensitivities for sense and acceleration. Now we get into zoom sensitivity, which is all default, by the way. I didn't change any of these. These are all the same number that they have been since launch of the game. I'm fine with the way they feel. I don't really have too big of an issue with those. I'm not really aiming down sight too much anyways, unless I have a sniper, but that's besides the point. For these, for my move thumbstick sensitivity and whatnot, I like, again, I like keeping numbers the same. So for center dead zone, I keep that at a 3. Max input threshold, I keep that at a 12. Look thumbstick, keep that as a 3, and these are all the same as the ones on top. Now for button layout, this is where it gets even more weird because I don't really need to get into like the whole vehicle controls and things like that, because I don't really ever get in vehicles because BTB's fucking dead. No one can find a lobby in it. At least I can't. So vehicle controls don't mean shit right now. All I do is really play ranked, tactical slayer, and occasionally fiesta. But my foot controls, I have A as my jump, I have B as my crouch and slide, and I'll tell you why I have B as my crouch and slide and not B as my melee. I have a scuff controller, so I have paddles on the back, making it a lot easier to access those, and sliding is really good in this game, so is crouching. So therefore, I, keep my buttons as they are. Right stick, however, will sometimes change from zoom to melee depending on what I'm feeling for that type of day. But other than that, everything else is default. I don't really have a purpose of changing anything else. I do suggest you guys do change your ping button, wherever that is in the settings. But yeah, up on D-pad is default for pinging. I originally changed that to one of my paddles on the back of my controller, but I know a lot of people don't have a scuff controller because they're so fucking expensive. But pinging is a really big thing, especially in solo duo ranked, especially if you're not playing with anyone. It's just always good to let all 3 of your other teammates know exactly who's where, what you're doing, what you're pushing, that type of thing. Other than that, those are my controller settings. This was going to be a very short video to begin with. I just wanted to make this video to get it out there so that way anyone in my chat wanted to know what my Sens and everything looked like, I could just link them the video in my chat and send them here instead of having to explain everything mid-game. But with that all said and done, guys, hope you guys did enjoy the video. Again, if you guys did like this video, you do want to see more videos like this, please let me know. With that said, hope you guys do enjoy the rest of your day. I'll catch you guys in the next stream. Peace out.